Hey you, yeah, you, the one watching the video right now. Were you an early to mid 2000s kid? I know that I am, and judging by my YouTube analytics, you are as well, so I'm just gonna go ahead with saying we had a ton of random nostalgic properties, like the Wii, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, those songs about dynamite and fireworks, and all the bad things that can happen when they're put together, Windows 7, and Delgo.
Classic. This is your ferocious yag?
To us, the usability of the internet beyond looking at butt.com because you think it's funny and then finding a porn site and immediately clicking off, unless you're in my case when I was 5 because you didn't realize what it was and then you just kept looking at it on your grandparents' computer without them figuring it out, it was all an enigma to us. We didn't get the chance to get used to it as often as you kids today with your iPads and shit. We got one, maybe 2 computers in our family homes. You know what my first iPhone was? The iPhone 3G. Just looking at it makes me feel old and I'm not even 20. Yeah kids, this is what we used to think of when we thought of an iPhone. The most use you'll get out of it now is to strap it to the tip of a makeshift rocket and see how many G's it can get before burning up in the stratosphere. Anyway, YouTube was nothing like it is today. Maybe talking about how YouTube used to be much different is becoming a theme of mine. Irregardless, nothing was the same as it is now. Animators were still coming over from Newgrounds, views still took precedence over watch time, and I was a small Christian boy from the South who'd never been on the internet before. Oh, what a sad life I lived. It might not seem obvious currently, but YouTube and I's life force is kinda connected. YouTube released only 3 weeks before my first birthday. We're about the same age, and I get that same kind of feeling from other people who are around my age. I kinda lost my point there. Back to Newgrounds. Newgrounds was a website where people made games and or animations before YouTube men still currently do. During the mass expansion of YouTube's popularity, Newgrounds artists moved to YouTube and many gained success there. That is until the watch time fiasco, but that's a different story for a different day. That's what began the YouTube animation community. It was your standard newly forming community. Professionals, however few there were, made their videos and kids made stick figure animations. Yeah, before terrible Unity animations made by basement dwellers in their mid-20s, we had kids using websites to make sticks shoot guns at other sticks. In the middle of those 2 levels of expertise lies Balena Productions or Stephen Page. He's a 3D animator who's been around since 2008 with Sonic animations. I have a personal relationship with the guy because he was the first animator I ever watched on YouTube. If other people found him naturally through the Sonic community, I can't relate. I was never part of that community. I had a friend over when I was 7. He showed me one of Stephen's videos on my computer. I told my mom about the blood in it, but she said it was fine for me to watch since my guest wanted to. I had nightmares about it for a week, and that friend went on to stab a bully of his in the leg with some scissors. True story. That video was Sonic Jaws, a version of Jaws with Sonic characters. Pretty self-explanatory. About a year later, I was at my grandparents' house and watched Sonic Zombie Thing 3. I had no idea how to read, let alone delete a video from my search history, so I waited for my cousin to get on the computer and asked him to type in Sonic. Then I was like, you know, maybe we should, like, go for it and, like, Sonic Zombie Thing 3. I was trying to put a little plant in there. It was awkward. Needless to say, I have a history with the videos of Stephen. Now, we're gonna go back to the past to look at his videos because, if nothing else, by God, are they interesting and unlike anything else at the time. Let's get to it. I separate the history of Balena Productions into 4 categories, starting with, yeah, it could be animated, but it doesn't have to be, right? In the beginning, Stephen was just a guy who liked Sonic. Not too much like most DeviantArt users, but enough to want to make something involving the man, anthropomorphic hedgehog, Steve Urkel. Yeah, what was that creation? What else other than animation? Not animation. Ha, I got you. We aren't rhetorical on the Just Stop YouTube channel. Everything here is completely serious. Stephen made an odd hybrid. Sometimes he'd have characters move, which is easy considering the videos were made using pre-made 3D assets, but he saved those movements for the background characters. Main characters got the special treatment. The ones we're supposed to give our utmost attention to get the complex programming. Their mouths open when they speak and close when they don't. To some, that might sound like the simplest term for lip syncing, and it kinda is, but no, I mean they open their mouths, no moving up and down or any movement. It just opens when it must speak, that is, when the character even has a mouth. Some don't. I don't have any idea why, other than the design being part of the pre-made asset. Maybe if Stephen made his own assets at this point, he could have made consistent characters, yet I also doubt it. Take a long, hard look whenever a character is being attacked or anything. Half the time the attackers move, while the victims stand still, not resisting, not reacting, just living. Like we all do each day. If Stephen was in the mood, he'd make main characters tilt their heads or move their arms, but on the other hand, he'd do cross dissolves. Aren't these so much better than actual movement? I bet you can't even tell the difference. On few occasions, Stephen does use the weird looking movements to his advantage, though not often. Strangely though, and this is just going into the Sonic Jaws video, on random occasions we're given the nice looking tracking shot leading to where the characters are. This isn't a compliment. The tracking shot goes on for over 30 seconds on average. That's too long. Who cares if it looks nice if it doesn't do a thing for the story and actively stops it. Speaking of the story in Sonic Jaws, it's played way too straight. Let me explain. I pitched to you the idea Sonic, Tails, and Conker from Conker's Bad Fur Day, since why not, go on a ship to face Jaws on the ocean. That plot sounds like it'd be the goofiest shit ever. No way would you take that seriously. Balena Productions takes that seriously. Sure, we get a few jokes related to Sonic, Silver's dead corpse shows up, Sonic 06 was terrible, that's about it. Tails tries to stab Jaws underwater with a spear and almost dies. Conker is eaten up, and before you ask, of course we don't see the act of Conker being eaten. The models would obviously blend into each other. In contrast, we see Conker let go of Sonic's hand, start moving toward Jaws, and we get this lovely angle. Eventually, the shark is killed in a goofy fashion, but Conker's death is still treated seriously. Now, can one of you movie buffs ask the simple question we all want the answer to from this cinematic experience? Why are real people in the same world as talking hedgehogs? Since when did Sonic and Company fight sharks? Did Sonic fuck Tails? All good questions. Unfortunately, you're all also wrong. The one question everyone I've shown this to has had is, for what reason are video game characters in this scenario? Did Sonic perform any actions only Sonic could provide to the conflict? Did Tails make any decisions only someone like him would make? No. The answer is no. He tries to stab a shark underwater and gets eaten off screen and regurgitated with equally as much screen time. Sonic acts like a human would. He gets scared by the shark, he freaks out, and he can't swim because I guess that serves some purpose to the plot. Conker doesn't really do anything other than providing the boat and trying to snipe at Jaws. I repeat, he takes a sniper rifle from a random darkness, most likely his ass, and proceeds to shoot at Jaws with it. I know Conker was an adult game, but was it ever adult in the way that you try to assassinate a shark? I think not. I'm more likely to try and kill a shark with a sniper rifle I've randomly had on hand, and who says I haven't? Aside from having the reference to the game or other media Sonic's been in, he and the other characters are just sort of shoehorned in. Apparently, Balena Productions videos are popular in the Sonic fan community, and that's a reason Sonic and Jaws has over 60 million views. And if that's all it takes to have a huge viral video, I suppose I should change my avatar to Mario and not change up my subjects for videos at all, but I say something about spaghetti or getting high on mushrooms every 7 minutes. Simple as that. Getting popular on YouTube has never been easier. Steven didn't come anywhere close to topping with such classics as Sonic and Titanic, Sonic and Twilight, and Sonic and Free Willy, all of the same jokes most parodies of these properties had. Willy eats Sonic when he tries to do the pose, Sonic throws Amy over the balcony when he says he needs to tell her something, etc., etc. After his ironic parodies with Sonic, he decided to just sink into the meme. He stopped using animations and moved straight on to Gary's mod, where he created the greatest decology, or is that the word to describe a franchise of 10 films? Whatever. He made 10 different Sonic zombie films over the course of 3 years. I called his last section a cinematic experience. Here it's more like the production you'd get from Super Mario Logan, but not bad. Super Mario Logan is shitty, I'm not gonna lie. Bad characters, annoying, blah. Balena Productions, on the other hand, takes the insanity to the next level. Every character is voiced by Steven, putting on stereotypical accents to the point of parodying them. He creates the most absurd plots imaginable, and nothing makes any sense. The production itself isn't good at all, far from it. You can see the tools used to move characters around certain shots. Only one character ever moves at a time because that's just the limitation of Gary's mod, and every character's model looks terrible, but I can't help but laugh my ass off at every single scene. Everything is so purposefully stupid and out there, I can't help but get wrapped up in it all. It is better to watch them in smaller doses though, maybe watch 1 or 2 between multiple hours. That's because even though they're funny, they go on forever. I wasn't exaggerating when I said these were movie-length experiences. Each video is from 30 to 40 minutes each. I won't say it becomes the main focus of the channel, but if this is what you like from him, he has Gary's mod videos in abundance, and people seem to be alright with that. Every time he uploads a Sonic zombie video, he makes millions of views on average, so he clearly still has a large fan base despite how 2009 the concept of his channel is. I don't care about this problem as much with the type of video it is, but I still need to ask, why are the Sonic characters used in this? Because it's ironic? Steven does say in the first Sonic zombie video that he's parodying the average Gary's mod video of yesteryear, so whatever, forgiven. Overall, it's just a trip to watch any Sonic zombie film, so I can't not recommend it. It must be seen to be believed, and it must be remembered if nothing else. We're finally making our way to the modern era with his animations, and when I say animations, I mean animations, 3D animated Sonic shorts. Over a course of a few years, Steven actually did it. He made a full-length Sonic animation, and in a game setting as well. Just look at it. I mean, come on, guys, what is this, the future? In all honesty, it isn't the greatest. Models are still somewhat simple, and settings are somewhat generic, but other than that, considering what it is and where the creator started, this is a massive improvement. Every character is able to move about seamlessly without any drops in frame rate or stupid-looking cross-dissolves to take you out of the experience. For being all made by one guy, the video has some production value. If I didn't know any better, I'd assume this was some one-off TV pilot or a little 3D short, because it genuinely looks nice. I'm not an expert on animation or anything, but seeing Steven be able to come so far from a video like Sonic and Jaws, I must say I'm impressed, yet he gets much less attention for an objectively better video. Check out his Harvest Time Hazard video if you're into that kind of thing. He deserves more views for this. Only one section of the Balena Productions channel remains. Let's Plays and video game reviews. Yeah, our man Steven decided animations and half-hour-long shitposts weren't enough. stuff. He wanted to share his opinions on different games and also play those games in hour-long playthroughs. And hey, if you like watching an animator with little charisma ramble for hours on end while playing a game from 20 years ago and you're tired of game grumps, Steven keeps all of his various streams up to view at any time. His reviews consist of usual 3 to 7 minute analysis, nothing that special. I think these videos are somewhat out of place on the Balena Productions channel, so maybe Steven could move some over to a second channel or at least simply delete his live streams. Not many people want to see that, shockingly, and they take up a lot of space. In the end, what is Balena Productions? It's the brainchild of one guy who started off making weird Sonic videos and continues to make weird Sonic videos. Sometimes he makes videos about Sonic killing Jaws, sometimes he makes videos about Half-Life 2 aliens coming to eat Sonic characters, sometimes he just makes videos about the latest video game that he played. Somehow, for whatever reason, he got notoriety and acclaim from the Sonic community, which led him to make much bigger, better, and in certain cases, dumber videos. He represents a different time on YouTube, a time when anyone with a different idea, no matter how crude, could attract an audience of tens of millions to look at their creation. While he might not be anywhere near as popular as he is now, as long as he keeps making quality, I'll tune in, and I think you guys should too. Okay, I'm going to bed now. Good night.